You've probably been taught that your histogram should be centered, and if it's not in the middle, then something is wrong with your exposure. So if I showed you this histogram, most people would say that this image of Grant is underexposed, but it's not. And if I showed you this one of Mackenzie, most people would say that it's overexposed, but they would also be wrong. The problem is that your histogram doesn't tell you if your photo is correct, it tells you what is in your photo. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to use your histogram to nail your exposure, rather than screwing it up by putting that bell curve in the middle. When we start learning photography and exposure, we're taught to rely on two things: our camera's meter and keeping the histogram in the middle. The problem is that both of those methods rely on the idea that we're photographing a fairly neutral scene. But photography isn't about photographing average scenes, it's about photographing things that are cool, and sometimes those might be bright and sometimes they might be dark. Let me show you what I mean. Here I'm photographing a small object on a white background, and I'm letting the camera decide the exposure. This is what it thinks is correct. But look at this image. It's basically gray when it's supposed to be white. If we look at the histogram, it's centered, which is what we've been taught is correct, but visually it's wrong. And generally speaking, if your histogram is touching the far left or right sides, that means that you're losing information in the shadows and the highlights. Now, watch what happens when I increase the exposure in post. The image starts to look the way that it's supposed to, white, and the histogram shifts to the far right. It's no longer centered, but the image is now correct. Now let's do the opposite. I'm going to photograph the same object in a black scene, and again, let the camera decide the exposure. This time it's doing the opposite. It's overexposing the image by turning black into, you guessed it, gray. So I'll lower the exposure in post, and now it looks the way that it should. If you look at the histogram, it's shifted to the left. So what's happening here? The camera's meter isn't trying to get your image right, it's trying to make your histogram look like it would if you were photographing an average object, like this gray card. Gray cards represent average tones, and our cameras are calibrated to expose them correctly. When you give the camera a very bright or a very dark scene, it doesn't know what you're shooting, and it assumes that you're photographing something with average tones. That's why it blew the exposure earlier. If you want to go deeper into this stuff, lighting, posing, studio photography, and more, I've linked to all of my digital downloads below, including my lighting handbooks and my book, The Photographer's Journey. I built all of these resources because most photographers are trying to learn from random YouTube videos, and it's really hard to improve everything when things are disconnected and not presented in sort of a linear way. The goal is not just memorizing camera settings and light meter readings, it's understanding why images work so that you can repeat results consistently instead of just getting lucky. So whether you're brand new to lighting or trying to refine professional level skills, these resources are designed to help you stop guessing and start shooting with confidence. You can learn more at johngress.com/downloads. Next, let's look at some real examples I shot on manual exposure, and I got the exposure close in camera. This is a bright scene, so the histogram should lean to the right. That's not a mistake, that's exactly what we want. If I change the exposure and move the histogram towards the middle, it actually looks way worse. On the other hand, this is a dark scene, so naturally the histogram should lean to the left. That's what makes the image feel the way that it does. If I try to fix the histogram and move it towards the middle by increasing my exposure, it loses all of its mood. So this image is correct, and this image is also correct. They're just different types of scenes and are going to have different types of histograms. In addition to histograms, we actually have another tool that we can turn on in both our cameras and our post-processing software to make sure that we're getting our exposure right. If I look at this image in Capture One and I turn on my exposure warnings by pressing Command E, I can see that red starts to appear in areas like the back of the jacket and the collar. This doesn't necessarily mean that those areas are fully clipped, but it does mean that they're getting very close. If I zoom in here and hover over this area, you can see the brightness values at the top approaching 255, which is pure white. And if Capture One thinks that you're losing detail in the shadow areas, it will typically appear in blue. The important thing to understand is this. The histogram shows you the overall distribution of tones, and the exposure warnings shows you where you might be losing detail. If you're tethering like I am, this is where you should be making your final exposure decisions. If you're using Lightroom, you can press J to turn on these exposure warnings, and you can also turn on highlight warnings in your cameras when reviewing images. On Canon, turn on Highlight Alert in the playback menu. On Nikon, go to the playback display options and enable highlights. On Sony, depending on the model, it's either in the playback display settings or tied to the zebra warnings. Now, just because you see a bit of clipping doesn't automatically mean that the image is wrong. Sometimes white is supposed to be white. A shirt collar, a specular highlight, or reflection off of glass or metal, those things can clip all the time, and that's okay. On the other side, if you have black objects with no light hitting them, like a black ceiling with no light on them, which is common sometimes in wedding photos, they're going to be black, pure black, and that's also okay. If you're photographing in the studio, your backgrounds might be pure white or pure black on purpose too, and of course, that's okay. What you want to avoid are large areas of important detail being blown out or completely clipped at the bottom. So instead of trying to center your histogram, here's what you should actually do. Make sure that your highlights aren't clipping in important areas, and then judge your exposure based on how the image is supposed to look. A bright scene should lean to the right, and a dark scene should lean to the left. If you want something more objective, especially in the studio, you can use a flash meter like I do from Sony to measure how much light is hitting your subject. For me personally, I make my final exposure decisions on a calibrated screen while tethering, so I know I'm seeing the image accurately. If you're not tethering yet, I'll link to the cables and the tools that I use down in the description. At the end of the day, your histogram doesn't tell you what's correct, it just tells you what's going on in your image. You decide what it's supposed to look like. Sometimes screwing up your exposure is why your lighting looks harsh, and you can learn more about it by clicking on this video over here. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and sign up for the bell, and I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon.